Good morning. Good morning. It is very early for some of you, and for some of you, you've been up and rolling for a couple hours now. I guess it depends on where you live in your time zone. I typically get up between 4:30 and 5 o'clock, so I've been up for a while. I wanted to jump on and talk about grit and grace. And right now, these are two of my favorite words. And I've sort of latched onto them and made them my mantra, so to speak. And by mantra, I mean, just a comforting set of words that I can repeat to myself that bring me peace and harmony. Yeah. Hey, Miss Kim. Thank you for jumping on, even though it's so early. So I'm talking about grit and grace. And these two words, for some reason, they have just become kind of my words of the year, I guess. And what I like to do is I like to visualize, because I'm right-handed, I like to visualize holding grit in my right hand and grace in my left hand. And so usually when I do this visualization, I do it in the morning during my prayer time and journaling time. And I literally sit with each hand outstretched a little bit. It's not hokey, it just helps my visualization. And I imagine holding grit in one hand and grace in the other hand. And so you might be thinking, okay, whatever, what's that gonna help you do, Tia? Well, it may help if we talk about the definitions really quick. So grit being synonymous with, deep courage and a strength of character to push through the hard stuff, to help you do the hard things. And grace being that free and unmerited love, the big love, the unconditional love. So when I sit and imagine holding grit in my right hand, because I'm right-handed, and that's the hand that I do the things with, that's the hand that I write with, that's the hand that I, eat with, that's the hand that I primarily navigate my world with. And in my left hand, I don't really see my left hand as my weaker side or my weaker hand, but it's definitely the hand that I feel more protective of. I don't feel as confident in its strength, but I know that it is strong. I know that it can hold on to grace. And then, so once I do my visualization, then I get up, move on with my day, and throughout the day, anytime it just comes to mind, I just remember, I visualize holding grit in one hand and grace in the other. My friend Kim says, we have to open our hands to receive what our Father has for us today. For sure. If you keep your hands open, you're more likely to have them filled. Right, Kim? If you have open hands and an open heart, you're more likely to receive something. And so for me, the whole idea of holding, and it's not like I'm sitting here squeezing grit and grace in my hands, pretending in my mind. No. It's a loose, I'm holding grit and grace. And this helps me navigate my day. When I remember that grit is in my right hand, I remember that I can do hard things. I can be a teacher of high school students even when it is tough. I can be a good mom even when it's tough to be the mom of two boys who are quickly growing into men. I can be a good wife, even though, I'm still figuring that dude out after 15 years. I can do hard things. I can create things. But you have to have strength and courage to do it, to do the hard things. You have to have some grit and determination. And then in my left hand, this always reminds me that no matter what I'm trying to do, no matter what I'm trying to achieve in life, no matter what I'm feeling Father calling me towards, no matter what situation I'm facing, I have to face it with grace. I have to give myself grace first and foremost. I have to extend grace to my students. I have to always extend grace to my sons as I'm, extending my right hand with grit to raise them up as good men. I need to extend grace to my husband as we navigate this world together. I need to extend grace to my co-workers and to strangers and to friends and loved ones. So I just try to remember as I walk through my day to day, I've got grit in my right hand because I'm right-handed, and I have grace in my left hand. And if I keep those two concepts close to mind, and I just focus on those instead of focusing on how hard life is, or how I don't have enough or I am not enough. Sometimes it helps to just focus on something else. So I challenge you to give it a try. Hey, Dad. I see you. Thanks for jumping on so early. So yeah, that's my challenge, is to think about what are your 2 words. I mean, you don't have to use my 2 words, but you totally can. You can totally pirate my words. Visualize grit in and just see what happens. Or maybe your 2 words need to be something more fitting for your season of life. Yeah, hi, Dad. I want to see what else Kim said. There's more. Oh, whoops. Here we go. I'm punching the screen. Kim says, I love this visualization idea of grit and grace. I'm going to borrow it and share this. Cool. Do it, Kim. That's awesome. Yeah, so grit and grace. Maybe for your season of life, you need to pick 2 different words. Like maybe your words need to be, courage and peace, or faith and hope. I don't know what your season is bringing to you, but I challenge you to pick 2 words and to visualize holding a word in each hand, whatever fits your season right now, and do the little visualization I talked about in the beginning of the video, and just see if that helps you navigate your world, see if that makes your day a little bit easier, or see if that brings you a little bit more strength, or a little more courage, or a little more grace, and try it out. Yeah, so that's it. Grit and grace. Those are my 2 words. And you are more than welcome to snag them and use them. And anyway, it's been a great morning with you guys. I know it's early, so for Daddy and Kim, thank you for hanging out and watching. Mwah. I love you. I'll see you guys later.